design and music have similar vocabulary and similar needs. So rhythm, melody, contrast, harmony. I mean, the list really goes on and on. You're in control of it and you're playing with the rhythm as you're turning the pages and feeling, you know, the ink and the color and everything in real life. My name is Beia Smith-Shaw. I have a BFA in digital design and a minor in music. I kind of focus primarily on graphic design, but I learned motion and interactive UX UI stuff. And then my senior thesis to graduate was in type design. I decided to merge my two passions, which I'm a drummer and a singer also. And so I did a typeface sort of inspired by sound and how music is dynamic and rhythmic, and just merging the principles of a music creative process with a visual creative process. The typeface itself, it's a bold display type heading font, which sort of plays to headliner, the name. And, you know, headliner is sort of the closing act of a show or the star of the show, so I wanted it to be bold in that. And then one of my biggest themes was sort of this juxtaposition between a softer rounded edge and more of a tighter rounded edge, and then occasionally there's a hard right angle, and for me that was melody versus rhythm. And then I also used a guitar pick shape as the basis of all of my curves and arcs and counters and bowls. So I ended up making a full uppercase and then numbers and punctuation that sort of complement each other and convey that idea of a headlining event or concept or whatever. Design and music have similar vocabulary and similar needs. So rhythm, melody, contrast, harmony. I mean, the list really goes on and on. Rhythm for me was, especially being a drummer, was kind of the most important aspect, because when you're reading, it is a rhythm. And if it's bad type, it's not going to be a rhythm. So that's kind of where I started it. But then, the reading part of it plays into the actual physical book. And reading with book is a rhythm, but it's almost like you're in control of it and you're playing with the rhythm as you're turning the pages and feeling, you know, the ink and the color and everything in real life. Figuring out how to fill a page with just type and not make it overwhelming, right? So, I mean, obviously you've got pages like this that are, you know, a little more cumbersome, but then I, challenged myself to leave space in pages like that. And a lot of, for the project requirements, I had to do a lot of text description, and these pages are honestly some of my favorite ones because I struggled so much figuring out how you make this much type look consumable. And my secret was negative space, ultimately. But then also having enough intrigue within a book that has really no pictures or anything besides just text on a page. Blurb was the only company I could find that would do the layflat thing in a way that I wanted it to look. And I knew that I wanted the layflat for spreads like this, where I could maximize my space to showcase the characters. And if I had some sort of gutter here, I wouldn't have been able to show anything to this capacity. And it even allowed me to do spreads that span the entirety of the page too. So the layflat book to me is kind of priceless. This book would not be nearly as captivating if I didn't have this ability. I mean, I designed mine with the InDesign plugin, which I know people fight with InDesign a lot, but I think it is the best tool for anything layout. I would say you need to establish your grid above all, for any book, any type, even, you know, if you're not doing it in InDesign. I would say to make something ultimately that you care about and that looks good to you before it meets any of the requirements that are sort of insignificant by the end of it. Ultimately, a job that could mix my music and design background would be awesome. I would love to design things for, you know, album covers, posters, things like that. And it would be a great plus if I could be a drummer on the side and tour every now and then. Design isn't as successful unless you have it in a physical form, even if it is a digital asset. So I think print is vital to making sure we have a human connection with design and art.